It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful morning right here from the heart of Mukono. What takes me to Mukono this morning? This amazing gentleman standing next to me. I told you I would bring you the best of the best of the best in the entrepreneurship industry, in the business industry. And today, right next to me is a gentleman called Bumba Daniel. Most of you know him as Bubash. You could have known him from movies, wrestling. I mean, wrestling is his second name. But today I'm here to find out who is Bubash. How did he even get into this business? Where we are standing is a school that he has come up with, and it's called Soft Grounds. And right here he has trained more than, I don't know how many wrestlers. He's going to be telling us how did he get into the business. He's the only person actually doing this business in Africa. Oh yes, you heard me right, in Africa. I keep joking with him, I'm like, his business does not literally have competitors. He understands his business alone. What he started is a bit interesting. He will tell us, how does he get into this industry? How does he start? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to me on set to me with Bumba Daniel, aka Bubash, aka the wrestler, aka I don't know how many names, but Bubash, you're welcome.
Yes, I'm so happy and profoundly to receive you here, Madam Sandra. Yes, of course, I'm called Bubash Daniel Cedric, alias Video Bubash, a creative genius. Yes, today you've talked about a business, but this is a promotion that is entirely centered on talent development. So it was at first, of course, the hardest way to achieve, but relentlessly it got anonymous attention. Yes, Soft Ground Wrestling Uganda, as you know, most of you know as Mad Wrestling Africa or Mad Wrestling International Uganda. Yes, situated in the heart of Mukono, of course, a few kilometers along Kampala Jinja Highway. I'm Bubash, born and raised in Mutungo, born from a very humble family and humble background from a mighty one, Kagwa Gerard and Bako Betty. Yes, of course, I grew up watching and loving professional wrestling. I was a maniac of WWE in the ancient times of WCW. I grew up watching wrestling, and my mom used to beat me up for loving professional wrestling. Yes, she could even switch off the TV for me to stop watching wrestling.
But all that didn't help.
Yeah, but as time passed, you know, I started having that love of video joking. Right now, I'm a quantitative surveyor by profession from Makerere University, Faculty of Technology. But then, my love for wrestling and the zeal, Sandra, it is very funny that even at the university, I used to sell wrestling CDs. I'm just trying to show you the anxiety and the passion, where the passion emanated from. Now, the year 2008, when I was at the university, I was succumbed to a virus of translating wrestling. I started translating wrestling, and the narrative came from my fellow video jokers, the likes of Vijay Jing and Junior. And I started translating the moves of professional wrestlers that they execute into a local language, Luganda, for people to have that comprehensive approach. Now, as time passed, I opened up a video library where I could sell those CDs, and then had an opportunity to work with a local TV station where I was supposed to translate professional wrestling, the WWE, into Luganda. I started holding shows in Club Obligato. I started holding shows in the Theatre La Bonita, and very many people picked up the interest to come and support me. People could pay 20,000 to come for a show, whereby I could just sit and present wrestling on projectors, and the people watch. With the support in large numbers, I came with an idea. If people could support me in that way, how about if I started training this wrestling and we could do it in kind, not in mind? So I started calling up youths, Ugandans, to come and join me. I used my little savings to come and secure a partial piece of land here in Chilangira, Mukono, whereby I could set a base and a center of address, whereby I could conglomerate people. So unfortunately, most of the people I got were orphans. The largest number of these individuals, the Ugandans, were orphans. Others were school dropouts. They showed me the zeal and the passion for wrestling. I started training them. It is very funny that me with the minimum experience, I had to use old videos from the YouTube, training videos from social media to train them and give them talent.
Did you ever get on the ground yourself that you're training them, like be it in it physically? Did you have to just show them and they learn? How did you train them?
Yes, of course, I am a potential professional wrestler, and I know the acrobatics myself, regardless of the weight. I can also entangle myself into the combat action. So I could, of course, tell them and show them how the business is done, how the wrestling is done. And most of them now have experience.
During these trainings, when you're training people and they've come to you, at what point do you feel like someone, after how long do you feel like someone has actually avudemu, let me put it like that, they're able to wrestle? Because I understand you have people who are already now up as if professional wrestlers, right?
Yes.
So at what point do you determine that actually this person has turned into a professional wrestler?
Honestly, at first I was fascinated by storytelling. But now the hardest part came from where I had to train and give them a period of 8 months. So you have to have a minimum experience of 8 months to start now fighting in that mud ring you're saying. So the uniqueness in it is that it's a mud ring, but then you have to train with me for 8 months for me to be like, okay, she can now enter ring action.
So right behind us is a ring. They are digging it because they are preparing for a match. And I understand that's where they fight from. Bubash. Now, how safe is it? Because I understand you even have ladies in this, right? It is both men and ladies, women, girls, right?
Yes.
How safe is it now? Women were believed to have soft bodies, and I'm being thrown around that thing. How safe is it for me?
Madam Sandra, first and foremost, wrestling is an athletical form of theater that involves grappling type techniques. Now, in modern day wrestling, they use the professional wrestling that has a canvas and it has the mat where you land and the spring in the middle. Unlike our mud wrestling ring, because this one was started with because of limited resources. Of course, I couldn't buy a ring by that time. I used the nature, the bamboo, that's a bamboo. I used the nylon ropes as you're seeing, buy them from the hardware. I could come up with such a ring. Now, the mud part of it is what makes it so unique from other rings. It is so soft that even when a girl lands by her back, she will get a minor injury. Yes.
Guys, what Bubash is doing, like I earlier said, is the only person doing it in Africa. We've not seen it anywhere. It's kind of unique. Bubash, tell us about this creativity and innovation and mind, because you must have sat down and thought and thought and thought. Eh? How did you come up with this entire idea? Let me get people, bring them together. Guys, and Bubash is speaking quite some English. Yeah? It's because he's a very intelligent man. No, Bubash, go lava. Bubash is so intelligent, very, very, very intelligent man. And at times I'm amused that he can talk about anything, world affairs. If you started asking him now, I think he even knows what is happening in the entire world. So that's hence the English. Anyways, Bubash, this creativity is too much.
Yes, of course.
The fact that you're the only person doing this in Africa shows you that the kind of business you're in, number one, is not an easy one. And we just want to know your mind. How possible is it?
Of course, I wanted to win in entertainment, and I didn't know that wrestling would be my final path. Now, out of curiosity, movie translations, storytelling, comedy, I think I fell for wrestling. One of the major spoilers for wrestling is that it has continuity in storytelling. The story never ends with wrestling. Nevertheless, when you look at the nature of Uganda, our sports in Uganda entirely embed one role, like soccer. They concentrate more on soccer. They concentrate more on
rugby.
netball, on rugby. Now, with wrestling, it has variables. We have the Olympic wrestling, we have the amateur wrestling, and this is professional wrestling. Me, my whole entire time, I've been loving professional wrestling. Now, coming up with an idea like this, I would think that I'm going to create jobs for these young, energetic boys and girls in the future, not now. Why? Because right now we hold shows every weekend. People come and pay little amount of money to come and watch.
Wow.
When they come and watch, I get money to feed these people on a small scale. However, still I need support from people because these boys and girls fall sick. They are limited in gym equipment. We need mosquito nets. We need mattresses. We need other amenities in this very place. Now, you talked about where the idea came from. That was the center point of the question. The idea came from, if it is not being done in Uganda, where else is it being done? Let it be only done in Uganda. Because Uganda is full of creative people and is full of very many smart people. Now, the President of the Republic of Uganda says, be creative and be your own boss. Now, with limited funding, limited resources, and lack of capital, I came up with this pro wrestling ring that went viral on the entire continent. By the way, Madam Sandra, I have over 1 billion views across all social medias of SGW. Soft gun wrestling.
International.
Yeah, I'm very international. Soft gun wrestling is viral in Nigeria, countries like South Africa, countries like Egypt, Morocco, Senegal. SGW is viral in the entire Asia and North and South America.
Because it's unique.
It embeds its uniqueness of mad wrestling. There is mad wrestling, but not mad professional wrestling. So I'm talking about mad professional wrestling, whereby people throw themselves in turnbuckles, they take bumps, and execute powerful, energetic moves. However, it is a painful activity. With experience, it is a painful activity, and viewer discretion is always advised. Yes. Yes.
Bubash, how many people do you have in your school? How many people are under your training right now?
SGW encompasses 120 amazing young energetic Ugandans, with 39 being girls and 81 boys.
How many girls?
39.
39 girls.
Yes.
Wow. So
with those we include announcers, of course referees, and some are wrestlers. Yeah, we have ring announcers, referees, and then wrestlers.
So all these 120 people are under Bumbash's care. And like he said, if he's able to do this on his limited savings and funds and, you know, the little money that comes in as people watching shows, how much more do you think he can do if you give him the support that you think you can really give him? Bumbash, one can assume that with all this wrestling that is happening and training, and into training by Yekeda, is the government of Uganda aware what you're doing? Is police in Mukono aware? Are the security agencies informed of what you're really doing? Because the people you're training have muscle. You're going to be seeing on the clips, if someone gives you one blow, what exactly is the government aware? Are security agencies aware?
Now, Sandra, it is very funny that I was at a point where security organs, ISO, DISO, were here. Mukono police also apprehended me for further questioning. But look, this is the normal sport like other sports. We converge here for one common cause. Pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is in blood. And pro wrestling is one of the key sports that can generate income for the entire nation, provided that we do it in a perfect way. Obviously, when you look at the setup and you find them training, you might think I'm training rebels. So soft ground is an entertainment. like other sports like football, boxing, it's an entertainment. All I can say is that when security came here, we tried to tell them exactly our ambitions. We told them the level we are at and the way things are done here. First and foremost, we showed them that for us to keep these young boys and girls here, one has to be having a known background, a known location, for example, presentation of the photocopy of the national ID of either the guardian, brother, or yes. For crowd control, of course, we show them that security is always provided. And for health-related risks, we show them the medical forms of each and every student or wrestler that is presented from a very good hospital, showing a clear, it's called a history of the health. Now, definitely many people would think that you can train foot soldiers, but then you can never train foot soldiers from a ring. So I will definitely say, Madam Sandra, I revoked the idea of some people thinking that I was training foot soldiers by being transparent in everything. Yes.
What impact has this had on this community?
But when I came here in Chilangila, the place was so remote, bushy, but then I created an ambience, an evaporating atmosphere for people to come and have sports entertainment every weekend. So of course, the population was few, but now people have started building houses, commercial and residential houses around, because they feel the place is not deserted. The place has a future for people. So the community itself has been given security down this side. The community itself has been given hope for diversity. How people are thinking that wrestling is going to impact more on the community than they thought. So it is going to, first of all, it is creating atmosphere for people to come and occupy the neighboring places, which at first they feared. We provided clean water to the community, even brought electricity, like 6 poles to the community. And I think SGW has really changed Mukono Chirangira. Even when you're coming this side and you say I'm going to SGW,
They know the place.
They know the place.
Yeah. Now that is on the local community. Let us look at the African setting, the international setting. I understand the fact that you're the only person doing this business in Africa. You should have captured the African eye. There is someone who knows, like you've said, Asia, Nigeria, South Africa, they all know. What impact has this had on SGW?
Global attention. Global attention has been remarkably one of the most powerful tools fueling SGW growth. In Nigeria, there is professional wrestling, but not the mud wrestling. Its uniqueness has tried to pull back other professional wrestling entities all over Africa. Uganda has generated more visitors in the past year coming to watch SGW than never before. SGW is going to grow. I'm so optimistic that to the extent that we shall organize international concerts, but in the mud arenas. You get what I'm saying? Not the modern ring. However, we were donated a professional wrestling ring by one mighty Cody Rhodes, a former WWE superstar, Cody Rhodes. He donated a professional wrestling ring, which is right now in the store, worth $30,000.
Wow.
Of course, it was shipped in and then brought in here. We rarely use it because of our
You love the mud.
Because of our unique mud ring. We use it on main events. For example, like we're having SGW Hot Temper on the 29th of March. Now, almost all the WWE rota knows about soft ground because we calibrated this sport in a manner that we do exactly what is done in professional wrestling, but on the mud ground. This mud ground is so special. Has a natural canvas for landing. Every international athlete would want to come here and feel the love of the crowd and feel the impact of the mud ground being slammed on the ground. And wrestling is very funny that it brings families closer for the love of one sport.
Bumbash,
Yes.
the kind of sport you're in is a bit rough. Someone can get injured any minute, any time. In instances, have you got injuries before? If yes, how have you been able to manage the injuries?
Yes, of course, as I said earlier before, pro wrestling is a painful, relentless activity. Of course, we succumb to injuries, head injuries, neck injuries, back injuries. But as you can see this ambulance in the background, it was donated to me by one Joella from UK, who had a pro wrestling match with one of my students, one-man army, and he saw the whole situation. That's why he donated this ambulance. However, I haven't yet constructed a sick bay. And given the support, I think I'll construct a standard sick bay to deal with emergencies and to also treat and take care of these amazing...
Do you have like medical insurance that these kids, or you pay off pocket once an injury comes?
No, we have a hospital we are connected to. In case of any injury, we can take the patient there. But then we are working on getting insurance, medical insurance for every wrestler here at SGW. Yes.
Now, Bumba, human characters, you've said you have boys and girls, right?
Yes.
What if I come here, I'm a boy, there is a girl, we fall in love. Shall we be able to wrestle? Number one. Number two, how do you manage circumstances like that?
SGW has rules, has the blue book, it has rules and regulations. Here there is no falling in love. You come for one common cause, wrestling. If you fall in love, we indefinitely expel you. Falling in love is prohibited here. Everyone knows. You see, these are youths, of course. Some of them, of course, break the rules and law, but this is the system and how it works. We do not let them, of course, I don't know how I can phrase it.
Yeah. You do not mingo.
Mingo, something like that. Of course,
and drug
they'll
use.
Produce babies and then leave them for me here.
And drug use? How do you manage that?
We don't allow cigarette smoking, marijuana. We do not allow anything here apart from maybe food supplements. Even steroids, we do not allow them here.
Oh, how do you handle that discipline? Because you're dealing with 120 people. So how do you watch that discipline to ensure that everyone is kept in check to keep the standards of SJW?
I created a panel of leadership amongst these amazing young boys and girls, where they are I got leaders within them. I occasionally sit down and then try to give them advice, emotional advice, psychology advice, and of course intellectual lessons where they undergo, which they undergo to captivate their minds and then relay them to only having glory in wrestling.
For someone who is not watching, where we are standing, it's quite a big place, and then there is a lot of people going, a lot of students around. Bumbash, how do you feed? These are too many people. Do they take lunch, breakfast, supper? Do you give them 1 meal a day? But it can't be 1 meal a day because these are strong. You can see the bodies there. They are really strong. How do you feed? How do you handle the meals?
Yes, for those of you watching soft ground wrestling, it is one of a kind. Soft ground wrestling is an energetic sport. They need to eat a lot of food. For now, they have 4 meals a day. That is breakfast, mid-breakfast, lunch, and then supper. Ladies and gentlemen, I need your support because it is not easy to feed these young boys and girls. Any donation for food, any donation for medical supplies is highly welcome, either through Madam Sandra or me, because it has been a hurdle for me to feed them. Some of the revenue I get, the little revenue either from my salary and from the collections that they get, I use them to buy, of course, food, sugar, and then bread for these amazing young boys and girls. So it has not been an easy path. SGW started 3 years ago on 13th March 2023. 3 years down the road, I have been with these kids, suffering with them from scratch, but then the sky is the limit.
In the last 3 years, how many children or students did you start with? And how has that journey been over the last 3? How have you seen it from March, the date you said March, till today in the last 3 years? How have you been able to transition the differences in the numbers, in the impact? Yeah, how has the journey been?
I started with 6 kids. I call them the pioneers. Right now they are still here. They came with a zeal and love for professional wrestling, and even up to now, in the course of those 3 years, of course, some have come and some have gone, but then those 6 pioneers are still around. Wow. Hamish Diamond, Anoa, Molefu, Kapeka, they're all here. So it has not been an easy path feeding them, and they also help me to give courage and love these others. Yeah.
Bubash, well done. Well
Thank
done.
you.
What you're doing is amazing because you're not only training wrestlers, but you're giving hope. You're changing destinies. You're aligning destinies. What you're doing, we might look at it as if he's just doing a sport or something random or things like that. But you getting someone's child and keeping them for 3 years and, shaping them, that discipline, the fact that they're not using drugs, the child is being fed. I mean, and he says, like he has said, he's on an international market. Who knows? Who is watching? Have you ever got this takes me to an interesting question. Have you ever got someone maybe from the international scene being interested maybe in one of your students, or they're like, oh, that one is a good fighter? Has that happened?
The journey is still ahead because even when you go to secondary school, you have to panel for 6 years for you to get to the level you want. Very many people come to my inbox asserting they would be interested in talent here, but the time frame they give me is always so vast. Almost every weekend we have a visitor that flies in to come and engage in mud wrestling. And we have created a friendship with almost 100 people abroad that also engage in professional wrestling. Very many professional wrestling promotions have followed us, and we followed them too. We share ideas and values. And we think, of course, one day we shall export talent from soft ground wrestling in the wrestling.
If someone woke up today and said is interested and able to export, what would that mean for you under SGW?
It would mean so big for me, SGW, and Uganda at large, because it would be the first in kind in the entire Uganda. One talent being exported. It will really mean a lot, and I think very many people will visualize that as a dream come true. You never know, most even parents will take it, some people take it for granted, but they start bringing their kids to start now learning how to wrestle.
Back to the entrepreneurship side. Bubash, a lot of young dreamers are out there and they've been unable to step out of their comfort zones to do the things that you've done. Because given your kind of business, you'd be terrified. No one is doing this, I'm scared. The fact that the whole security thing came in and they were interviewing you, at that point you would have given up. I want you to talk to an entrepreneur, a young person who is out there, and they have this wild dream, and they're literally sitting on it, and they're scared of taking off.
If you believe a dreamer, you can be an achiever. Now, my message to all people is like success is realization of worthy intentions. And when you're able to convey a true sense of conviction and enthusiasm, you will break through skepticism. Ladies and gentlemen, please and please, if you are profounded into an idea, turn into that idea into a whooping success. Have relentless emotions, have the habit of walking the paths despite the challenges, and you will walk through it.
Is there a time you felt like giving up in this entire journey?
Yes, I felt like giving up one time because I believe maybe I was in the wrong path. With limited funds, these students were eating a lot of my savings and I wanted to give up. But then one video went viral. One video went viral, and then I had the first GoFundMe of $10,000 from one of the international superstars that was used to construct that office there. Yeah.
What has been your biggest challenge in this whole entrepreneurship journey of yours? As a businessman, as an entrepreneur, what has been one of your biggest challenges?
My biggest challenges, one of my biggest challenges is feeding them.
Feeding. So otherwise you're not complaining. Apart from if you got someone to sponsor the feeding,
yes,
you have no.
I saw a blog where Mr. Beast is going to feed a Kenyan school for almost a year. Then I was like, how I wish I was the one given that opportunity.
What's the future of SGW? Of SWG? What's the future like?
It is not SWG, madam.
It is what?
It is SGW.
SGW. What's the future
yes.
like?
Of course, talent development, career empowerment, and then, of course, empowering these people. That the future sometimes is in talent.
The future sometimes is in talent.
Yeah.
Do you have times fight with parents? Okay, not fighting. But do you have parents who bring in their children and later recall them and they're like, to have it again after seeing them going through that intense training?
Some parents discourage their children after maybe a year of wrestling, and they tell them that leave that place immediately. There is no future. Yeah, there is no future. But what they don't know is that SGW is traversing from just a promotion to a wrestling brand. From just events,
You're going to the actualization point of where you're starting to see what? You're starting to see fruit.
Because the analytics, of course, right now, the analytics can show that it is turning into a wrestling brand. And anytime we shall virtually have wrestling contracts redeemed to people, and we'll start earning money. So the future is bright. We shall have consistent content, Mark launches, Mark selling t-shirts, selling brands, and that what I can call it, you can call it cross platform expansion, earning revenue from TikTok through its monetization tools and explorations, YouTube, Instagram, and others. With time, we shall build SGW into a very powerful wrestling movement.
Now, it's a movement indeed. Thank you much, Bubash, for having us. Guys, you need to take time off whatever you're doing. This place is beautiful. If you notice, we are shooting from different sites because the place is so big, it is so beautiful. Tell us about your weekend shows. If someone is interested, when is the right time to visit? What's the appropriate time to visit? And what would they experience?
We hold shows every Sunday at exactly 4. And our primary role or strategy of organizing those shows is to diversify a revenue stream that can earn us a little to take care of our expenses. So when you come to support SGW on a Sunday, please come with $1, $1.5, that's 5,000, and pay at the gate. That money is going to be used to maybe treat someone, to buy someone lunch, a wrestler, and maybe attire. So you can come and support SGW. Every single Sunday we have wrestling shows called the SGW Amazon. It happens at exactly 4 p.m. Yeah.
Bubash, what was your parents' reaction when you ventured into this and they saw, they're like, hey, our son is doing this? What was their reaction?
My dad was
and how has it impacted your family?
My dad was very supportive. My mom was very supportive. But other family members were so scared that maybe someone would die from here and I go to jail. But remember, someone just can't die. Accidents happen. We cannot just kill someone just intentionally. Even when you're driving, you can knock, hit and run. But now, my parents were so supportive and they were very positive about this.
Guys, I'm reading a bit of some rules and regulations. Anyway, we are standing right in front of a dormitory where girls sleep, at the girls' dormitory. And definitely there's a lot of construction work going on. That shows you that for 120 people to sleep here, Bubash needs a lot of support. Why does he need a lot of support? He's doing incredible work. I mean, the work he's doing in the community is really, really incredible. And you would want your children to come here and be comfortable. We would want this sport to grow to a level that it becomes so international. Like it actually says that almost every month or week someone comes into the country to visit. That means if we can support him to grow what he's doing, we are going to end up getting lots and lots of people coming into the country to basically see what he's doing. So if you're out there, if you can give us mattresses, if you can give him beds, if you can give him food, anything, Bubash, if someone was to support today, if someone who is watching was supposed to sees this, maybe in Uganda or out of Uganda, what kind of support would you love? Because I've seen a lot of construction work going on, lots of students.
Of course, when you look at the girls' dormitory, we need mattresses, we need more mosquito nets, we need, of course, we need, they also need scholastic materials because they nowadays do the reading and pronunciation of wrestling in a theory part of it. So we need support, of course, financial support and material support. We're constructing. We've finished expansion of the girls' dormitory. This one you can show it. You can, and this is another expansion of the girls' dormitory, which they will also occupy. We need to finish it. Of course, it needs money, over $3,500. And I'm appealing to the Rotary fraternity. She's a Rotary woman. Any support from the Rotary will be received well in line with Madam Sandra. So SGW still needs a lot of support. These girl wrestlers are very, 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 very intellectual because women wrestling in Africa is the best. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bubash, thank you so much for hosting us. But guys, I just want to commend Bubash for the work he's doing. Number one, for stepping out of his comfort and doing what no one is doing. How does that feel for you to do what no one is doing? How does that make you feel at night?
It feels me special because I am now the future. Their future is now entailed in my hands.
You're impacting lives.
Yeah, because they all think that I'm now the driver to the final destination. So I don't want to disappoint them.
If someone came up and is like, you know what, Bubash, we've seen the girls, we've seen the boys, you're doing an incredible job, because they are still a bit, they're not young, but okay, it's the youth category. And maybe someone is like, they have scholarships. Would you allow the scholarships? Would you allow the kids to go back to school?
Yes, of course. I would commend them to learn as they wrestle in holidays because it's also impacts on them.
Impacts on them.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us, Bubash. I always give a chance to my interviewers to ask me just one question. What would be your question that you'd want to ask me today? Just one.
In the comment section.
Eh? No, just ask me the question here.
Hey.
Yeah.
You as Madame Sandra, what do you think can change SGW?
Wow. No, what I believe, what you're doing, like I said before, the space is big, the work is incredible, the people are here. What I think would change SGW is support from the entire world, not just Uganda, Africa, Asia, I mean Europe, the entire world, because what is happening here, you only need to see it with your eyes. If you don't see it with your eyes, then you will never be able to tell. So support, 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 support in every way that you can. Thank you for watching. Tell these guys to subscribe to the channel as we end the show.
Yes, for more wrestling entertainment videos, you can, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel at SGW Softgun Wrestling Uganda, our Twitter handle at Softgun Wrestling Uganda, TikTok, we have Softgun Wrestling Uganda, and then Instagram, Softgun Wrestling Uganda. For support, you can email us at bumbashdaniel@gmail.com, or you can support us through Madam Sandra, or you can directly link your support is maybe in monetary, Visa, or anything on 0709 35 69 11.
All right, thank you. Tell them also to subscribe to my channel.
Please and please, honorary members of the entertainment world, this is a special channel of Sandra Tichilizi. I don't normally do interviews, but on a special focus, I accepted to make an interview with my long-term friend Sandra. She's having an amazing journey, and we support her by subscribing to her YouTube channel. She's going to bring us more supportive people. More stories are coming, and we believe let's grow the channel together. Support Sandra Tichilizi by subscribing our YouTube channel and TikTok.
Guys, subscribe. Thank you so much. Till next time. Bye-bye.